If you like Dodger Blue Dream, please leave us a rating and a review however you can. And if that's not possible, please share the show with one friend today. Thank you for your support and thank you for listening. Let's get on to this one. The postseason is here. The Dodgers are playing the Padres this week in the National League Division Series, a best-of-5 series which kicks off at Dodger Stadium on Saturday at 5:38 p.m. very specifically Pacific time. Game 2 is on Sunday at 5:03 p.m. Pacific, and Game 3 is on Tuesday in San Diego at 6:08 p.m. The first team to 3 wins and advances to the championship series. The other team loses and goes home. Everything is on the line, including the mental stability of every Dodger fan you know. It should be a fun and rockin' showdown of these two NL West rivals, and we are here to tell you all about it. Welcome to Dodger Blue Dream Daily, the NLDS preview. To get you set for the NLDS, we're going to talk through the rivalry between the Dodgers and the San Diego Padres. We're going to revisit the last time these teams faced off in the playoffs in 2022. And we're going to look ahead and tell you what you need to know before Game 1 tomorrow night. It is October 4th, 2024. The Dodgers have home field advantage in the NLDS, which starts tomorrow. I'm Richard Parks III.
That's what
The Padres want us bad. So bad that during the wild card series against Atlanta, they were chanting "Beat LA" during their games against the Braves. And the moment they swept, there it was again.
The "Beat LA" chants ringing through Petco.
They had it up on the Jumbotron. This is an organization and a fan base with a massive chip on their shoulder that will do everything they can to conjure and capture and harness that elusive postseason juju known as momentum in an effort to slay the Goliath that is the Los Angeles Dodgers. This matchup is poetic, it's biblical. And for our little siblings to the south, there could be no better bookend to the 2024 season than to beat LA.
Two teams that started this season off in Seoul, South Korea, but now see themselves again here in October.
It looks like the Padres are doing everything that they can to make sure that the best fans in the world of the Dodgers cannot take over Game 3 and a potential Game 4 in San Diego.
If your credit card is associated with a Los Angeles County zip code, you cannot buy tickets to go see the Dodgers play the Padres at Petco Park. They don't want their ballpark to turn into Dodger Stadium South in October.
Last night in San Diego, I was there. It truly is one of the most electric playoff atmospheres I've ever seen.
Like I said, they want us back. For extra context on the rivalry between these two teams, check out our episodes from last week. The Dodger Blue Dream Daily episodes on September 25th, 26th, and the one on our NL West clinching game. Now, let's talk about the last time these two teams faced off in the playoffs in 2022.
Last night, Josh Hader looking for his third save in 4 days. Strike one.
The Dodgers were heavily favored, having won 111 games during the regular season. The Padres had only won 89 games.
He's struck out! For the first time in 24 years, the San Diego Padres are headed to the National League Championship Series.
And we lost to the Padres.
You know, as a manager, you never want to say that somebody wants it more than you. But I will say that, you know, you look at that dugout versus our dugout, there was more intensity there.
After the Padres' NLDS win in 2022, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts applauded the team's intensity. And this picks up on a couple threads. First, there is the perceived complacency of the Dodgers, a franchise that has made the playoffs 12 straight years and finished in first place in the division 11 of those years. And then relatedly, there is the so-called bye week. With the new postseason format, the teams that finish in first place in their division have about a week off before they start the division series against whoever wins the wild card series. But all the wild card teams play during that week, an intense 3-game series that determines who moves on. This is the series that the Padres just took over the Braves in a decisive 2-game sweep. And there's this idea that if you aren't playing competitive baseball for even most of a week, you lose your edge. That after 6 months of grinding, day in and day out, this brief temporal lacuna puts our players in the mindset of the offseason. That maybe they get soft, maybe a little less hungry, too much time with the family. And the Padres, on the other hand, are fighting for their lives and ripping their jerseys off after tense, hard-won victories, having the extra champagne shower, bonding with teammates, smoking cigars, soaking up the postseason atmosphere.
And I hate that there's so many teams in the playoffs because it makes it like kind of a joke.
DBD correspondent, lifelong Dodger fan, and voice of the people, Chef Wes Avila.
I'd rather see number 1 against number 2, you know, in the American League, number 1 against number 2 in the National, and then those two teams play each other. Like, it's just more interesting.
This postseason format is only a few years old. It actually started in 2022, the year that the Padres beat the Dodgers in the NLDS after the Dodgers had a bye week and the Padres did not. Which is the same thing that's happening this year. The bye week, that is. We're not going to lose. I'm not putting that out there. But we do have the bye week because the Dodgers won the division again this year. If the Dodgers lose, it would mean that we've been eliminated in the first round in each of the last 3 seasons, aka all of the bye week seasons. But this year, the organization is approaching the bye week differently. Instead of hanging out with their families, the players got together to watch the wildcard series as a team. And instead of playing full scrimmages throughout the week, the Dodgers are doing more of a, quote, gradual build-up, according to general manager Brian Gomes, attempting to ramp up into the competition of Game 1 on Saturday at Dodger Stadium.
But have you noticed a different sense, mentality amongst the players?
Manager Dave Roberts has said that he has seen more intensity.
I do. I see some more hunger. I see some more edge.
The other, possibly more important difference, this year, the Dodgers and the Padres were way more closely matched throughout the regular season. The Dodgers won 111 games in 2022, and the Padres won 89. This year, the Dodgers won 98 games, and the Padres won 93. And they won the season series, meaning they beat us more times than we beat them in our head-to-head matchups. The Padres won 8 of those games, the Dodgers won just 5. But we won the last series, the most contested, most important series of all. The series where we clinched the division in that 3rd game. And a series that is arguably the closest thing we'll have to a precursor to this week's series, in terms of the intensity narrative and being able to execute and win when everything is on the line. And this is the first time in a while that we've seen the Dodgers play meaningful baseball games this late in the season. So if you're a Dodger fan, that bodes well.
But there's a different level of intensity.
Although in general, I feel weird about the bye week, one thing I'll say in its defense is that it helps us rest our bullpen, and we are going to need our bullpen rested to win this series. As you know from listening to this show, our starting pitching has been our biggest weakness all season long, and nothing has changed. Okay, with all that context in mind, let's look ahead to tomorrow night's game.
That's what
The Padres are coming in hot. They look very, very good. Not only did they just sweep Atlanta in the wild card series, this Padres team has the best record in baseball since the All-Star break. And get this. Of 27 experts polled by ESPN, 22 of them picked the Padres to win. Only 5 said that the Dodgers would win. Pitching-wise, we are starting Yoshinobu Yamamoto in Game 1. Check out our recent episode, Yo Yamamoto, for more about the story of this player and his season. But to sum it up, he's been injured for a lot of this season, and he's actually still just building up after a long stint on the injured list. We shouldn't expect him to get super deep into this game. Thanks to the bye week, the bullpen is rested and ready to pick up the slack. The Padres will be countering with Dylan Cease, a very good starter, formerly of the White Sox, who has faced the Dodgers 4 times since 2022. In those 4 starts, he has a combined .261 ERA, 20 innings pitched, and he's given up 6 runs. He hasn't gotten deeper than 5 2/3 against the Dodgers in those 4 starts, and in his most recent start, Game 2 of our September series against the Padres, we ended up winning that game 4-3. Cease gave up 3 of those runs in just 5 innings. Game 2, we're starting Jack Flaherty against Yu Darvish. 2 very good pitchers. For Game 3, it's either Walker Buehler or Landon Knack. For us, the Padres will also be starting Michael King at some point, but not Joe Musgrove. He came out of Game 2 of the Wild Card series, and it was just reported today that he'll need Tommy John surgery. Anything beyond Game 3, should there be more games, is TBD. The Padres have a very, very good bullpen, and thankfully, so do we. Offense-wise, we'll be looking for Mookie and Freddie to show up. They've both had not great performances in the postseason in recent years, and we really need these 2 MVPs to help us win. Freddie's still recovering from a sprained ankle. Max Muncy's been taking reps at first base just in case. And of course, this will be Shohei's first postseason game in his major league career. Padres have some great hitters. Luis Arraez won the batting title, and Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado, they can match. Jackson Merrill is having an incredible rookie year in center field. I could go on, but we will be back soon doing these daily episodes throughout the postseason, so watch this space, and I'll end this way. There is an intangible in baseball that becomes all important during the postseason. It's usually referred to as momentum. These games and series have a peculiar quality of going topsy-turvy when you least expect it. Scoring runs early, holding on to leads and avoiding seesaw games, and shutting down potentially big moments. Those are the arenas where momentum is fought for and won. And of course, whoever wins the first game, their chances of winning the series goes up exponentially. So, let's all watch for momentum and story and pray that things go the Dodgers' way. Dodger Blue Dream is written and produced by me, Richard Parks. Original music in this episode by Jonathan Snipes and by me. This episode was story edited by Caitlin Esch, with production assistance from Tyler Hill. Special thanks to Jordan Bass and Elizabeth Parks Kibbe. If you like the show, please check out our back catalog and share the show with a friend. Thank you for listening.